Hi there. Welcome to Pallet University, and a video that I was really hoping I could at least put off making for a little longer, because for completely good reasons, good as in positive for me, like life-wise. I'm going to have to, at the very least, suspend the channel, like stop making content for a little while, which I know is very sad and disappointing to many people. But here's why. Because it really is some good things happening in my life that just make it not feasible for me to continue doing this for now. So something that I have already told the people over on Patreon, I think in the most recent Patreon video that went up, like the full Patreon exclusive, because I'm doing a full Let's Play over there, again, of a game that I really enjoyed when I was a kid called Destroy All Humans. They made a PC version of it, and I'm doing a playthrough of that. But I told them in a recent episode that I am moving to California. If you've been on the channel for a little while, you probably know that I lived in South Dakota for 2 years while doing my master's, and that I currently live in New York in my parents' house after I graduated. So my girlfriend lives in California, and we're getting an apartment together, which is so incredibly exciting. And I fully intended on making like a sort of vlog type thing. I have a dash cam that I put on my dashboard of my car anytime I drive long distances, and was going to make sort of a vlog out of it because I'm driving from New York to California, which is basically a week of driving. And if I didn't have somebody to talk to, even if it is just a microphone, I'd probably go insane. But some things sort of came up. Is that number one, I had anticipated having a larger apartment than we're actually going to have. If anybody knows anything about the California housing market, you probably understand. Because what the plan was for me to get there. I'm getting there basically a month from today, is when I will arrive in California. The plan was for us to get an apartment, preferably a 2-bedroom one, where we could be in one bedroom, and then have the second bedroom. We'd either have a roommate to help lower costs, or we would turn it into sort of an office space where I could put my desk, where I could do things for, the channel. Or I also have a podcast, which I will reference again in a little bit. But for me to do any kind of content creation that I do. And so that was the plan. So I would live with her parents for like a week until we could move into an apartment September 1st-ish. And then I also applied for several National Park Service internships in my field that would start beginning of October. So I would basically spend all of September making content to sort of bulk up as much as possible. And right before I left, I would make a video saying, hey, this is as far as I got with content. Content's going to be very sparse between when I got to and when the internship ends. However, the apartment that we are getting is very, very small and is not a 2-bedroom. It is what my girlfriend is calling a granny unit. And that is basically like a small building on somebody else's property. So it's not like in an apartment complex. Mostly because the National Park Service internships do not pay much at all. So we'd basically just be... I'd be giving her some money, obviously. But it would basically be just her income paying for an apartment, and she doesn't make all that much. So we'd have to, compromise and go for a smaller apartment. There's not a room for a desk. Like not even like a room. There's not space for a desk. That is how small this apartment is. It is basically the footprint of a studio apartment, but with walls that create like a bedroom and a kitchen/dining room type area. And there's just not enough physical space for me to have a desk. So other than me creating videos sort of sitting on my bed, because my PC will be in our bedroom, that's just not feasible. So just logistics wise, it is not possible for me to continue making content while I'm in that apartment. So what does that mean for the channel? So basically, I'm going to do my absolute best to record content for up to the end of August. And that will kind of be it for the channel for a while. because so the apartment that we're getting into has a 3-month lease structure that we can keep renewing, or we can choose to move out and go to a bigger place if I don't get the National Park Service internships, if I get like a big boy actual paying job. Then we can move out into a bigger apartment and we can go from there. I'm assuming the 3 months will start because we're moving in the middle of August, so that won't count as a whole month. So it will be September, October, November. So at the earliest we could get into a bigger apartment would be December, which would be when I could start making content again. If I do get the National Park Service internships, they run either 3 months or 6 months. The one that I think I have the best shot of getting is 3 months, but being that it starts in October, that would be, it would end in early January. So, it would be all of October, all of November, all of December. And so in that case, I wouldn't be able to start making content until January. If I get the 6 months one, that wouldn't be until April. So it's just not really feasible for me to bulk content in the next month for the next 9-10 months. That's just not something that I am capable of doing. So come the end of August, there just kind of just won't be content on the channel. I fully intend on doing everything in my power to get back to making this channel again, making content for this channel and uploading. But for now, that's just not something that is in the cards for me. So that's kind of what's happening. This is an incredibly sad video for me to make, and I actually just recorded a video basically about this for the people over on Patreon, because obviously they pay for specific content, so I let them know ahead of time, and I looked back to see how long I've actually been recording this channel, because I'm a bad YouTuber and that I don't actually know when like my channel anniversary is, but I looked and it is November 10th, 2018. So it's been about 2.5 years, a little over 2.5 years that I've been uploading to this channel. And before that, the Let's Play channel, I started in like October 2016. So I've been doing some form of YouTube thing for like almost 5 years. And while neither channel got all that big, it was still a really important part of my life during those 5 years, and that's something that I really enjoy doing, obviously, or I wouldn't do it. But, so this is just a really sad video for me to make, but I appreciate all of you so much. For anybody that's ever watched one of my videos, I appreciate you so much. But if you do want to continue supporting me in some form, you can listen to that podcast that I mentioned earlier. I actually kind of mentioned it a couple times on the channel, but I always forget to put the link in the description. So I would really, really appreciate if you would check out the podcast. It is not Pokemon related at all. It is literally me and a non-scientist friend, me explaining science to him. He is a high school history teacher who has not taken a science class since like his freshman year of college. So explaining science things to him is really fun for me and helps me practice my science communication skills. So if you like hearing me talk about weird science things, please give the podcast a listen. I would really appreciate it. And again, similar to how I started out with YouTube, I have absolutely no expectation that will become like a full-time, monetized thing. But if it does, that would be obviously incredible. I love talking about science. I love teaching people about science. And that would be like an absolute dream come true. And so if you want to continue supporting me, that is probably the best way currently to do it, is to go listen to the podcast and even share it with some friends as well. So, yeah. So come August, there really won't be much on the channel. I would say please stay subscribed if you feel so inclined, because like I said, I will do everything within my power to do so, and might give you some life updates periodically just to be like, hey, I'm alive. I'm working with the National Park Service. It's absolutely incredible. Content coming eventually. But lastly, like I end every video, I just really want to thank you for watching this video and watching any of my videos, because the fact that anybody listens to a bald, bearded, weird guy talk about the science of a children's game, just blows my mind that anybody would find this content interesting. But the fact that at this point we have like almost 950 subscribers, so the fact that this many people seem to find it interesting really makes me feel good. And yeah, so like I said, I really appreciate all of you, but I'm gonna get out of here and make some videos. So thank you once again, and bye.